Hello, everyone. In this video we are giving information about top 5 most powerful military in the world who is always ready to protect his country. Top 5 powerful military in the world. Let's begin. Number 5. Japan Self-Defense Forces. The Japan Self-Defense Forces, also known as the Self-Defense Forces, SDF, or the Japanese Armed Forces, are the unified military forces of Japan established by the Law of Self-Defense Forces in 1954, and controlled by the Ministry of Defense. JSDF has the 5th largest military budget in the world. In recent years, it has engaged in international peace operations with the United Nations. Has been ranked as the 5th most powerful military force on the planet by 2020. According to data from Global Firepower, Japan has 247,160 estimated active military personnel, 152 special mission aircraft, more than any country in the world. And there are 40 destroyers. It also has 3,130 armored vehicles, 1,004 tanks and 119 attack helicopters. Japan is projected to spend $49 billion on its military in 2020. Number 4. Indian Armed Forces. The Indian Armed Forces are the military forces of the Republic of India. With a strength of over 1.4 million active personnel, it is the 2nd largest military force in the world and the largest volunteer army in the world. It is also the 3rd largest defense budget in the world. India, which has been engaged in a prolonged regional conflict with Pakistan over the Kashmir region, has an estimated 1,444,000 people actively serving in its armed forces. Global Firepower states that developing countries are among the world's leaders in the number of tanks, 4,292, towed artillery, 4,060, and fighter jets, 538. India is projected to spend $61 billion on its military this year. Number 3. People's Liberation Army. The People's Liberation Army, PLA, is the regular armed force of the People's Republic of China, PRC, and the PRC's founding and ruling political party, the Communist Party of China, CPC. Most military units across the country are assigned to one of the 5 theater commands according to geographical location. The PLA is the world's largest military power and the 2nd largest defense budget in the world. China, Asia's most powerful country and a growing opponent of the U.S., ranks 3rd on this list. The communist superpower has an estimated workforce of 2,183,000, the largest in the world. China has been building its navy in recent years, embroiled in regional disputes in the South China Sea. Today, Global Firepower says they have 74 submarines, 52 frigates and 36 destroyers. On the ground, China has 33,000 armored vehicles and 3,500 tanks. His air force has flown 1,232 fighter aircraft and 281 attack helicopters. China is projected to spend $237 billion on its armed forces in 2020. Number 2. Russian Armed Forces. The armed forces of the Russian Federation, commonly known as the Russian Armed Forces, whose forces have joined Syria and Ukraine in recent years, have the largest number of tanks of any country in the world. Global Firepower figures according to 12,950, which is more than double the U.S. It has an estimated 1,013,628 active personnel, on land, in charge of commanding 27,038 armored vehicles, 6,083 units of self-propelled artillery and 3,860 rocket projectors. In the sky, the Russian Air Force has 873 combat aircraft and 531 helicopters. In the water, they have 62 submarines and 48 mine combat ships. Russia is projected to spend $48 billion on its military this year. Number 1. United States Armed Forces. United States Armed Forces are the United States military forces Global Firepower says should not be surprising, to retain its top position as the undisputed military power in the world. The U.S. has more air units than any other country on Earth, including 2,085 fighter aircraft, 967 helicopters, 945 transports and 742 special mission aircraft. The U.S. also leads the world with 39,253 armored vehicles, 91 naval destroyers and 20 aircraft carriers. It has an estimated 1,400,000 active personnel. Washington has allocated $750 billion in 2020 to the U.S. military budget. For more video, like, share and subscribe.